A spill the tea emote. A spill the tea emote. And tea and echo. Ooh, that's exotic. That's exotic. I love it. But you want an emote where I'm spilling the tea, but it's me tea. It's not tea, but it's me tea. Or chai tea, as we're saying whenever we go to Starbucks. I gotta think about that one. I already have a request for compelling. I have to come up with a compelling emote. And I'm trying to figure out how to make that work. But let me be honest, we got a lot to talk about. Got a lot on my mind. Hey everybody. You are gaming with the Tea Monster. I am the Tea Monster. I want to make a real quick adjustment to my overlay real quick. As you all are seeing, I'm actually being I'm pretty darn stoked, everybody. I am pretty darn stoked about the thing coming up. I'm very stoked about this, everybody. As you see right there, and I'm moving it down here. Well, I can actually put it up here just to put something up here. Yeah, the hunt is on, and I'm pretty darn excited about it. And I tell you, when I was telling people about the paranormal investigations, they just wanted me to keep talking. They wanted me to keep talking. You like the tea, do you? You like the Twitch Dad shirt? By the way, I am Twitch Dad. How you doing, everybody? Aaron or Sin, Leah, everybody in the house. It feels really, really good to be back. Oh man, what a good time.
Follow them to glory.
What a good time, and it's so freaking exciting. The stuff that I walked away from. By the way, if you hear something angry in the background, that's just the PC. It's just the PC being angry. I have an angry PC. Maybe the PC's angry because I wasn't gaming. How have I been, Aaron? I am jet lagged is how I've been. I am tired. I am tired, and but I'm hanging in there, everybody. And I thought, you know, I'm back from TwitchCon. A lot of good things coming out of TwitchCon. I have some people to follow up with, and we'll see what happens. But it has been it. I'll get into that a little bit too, Leah. I'll get into that a little bit too. But we're not gaming at all tonight. I just wanted to do I got the impression that people wanted to see the swag that I brought back from TwitchCon. Some of it I bought, most of it I did not. And we're talking swag all the way from Twitch themselves all the way up to Amazon. Yes, that Amazon. I got swag from Amazon. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it or not, but you can see it in the VOD. I will go and fetch that. I will go and fetch that VOD straight away so that you can see it. I'm sure Steve will post it, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't post it unless Steve gives me the go ahead to do it. Oh, thanks, son. Thank you. Everything okay?
Yes. Computer sounds.
My computer sounds angry. Yes, my computer sounds angry. It sounds incredibly angry. No, I don't want to report the VOD. I want to show off the VOD. I was seriously thinking, chat, about whether or not I could do a rewatch of the VOD with you, but I don't know if I can do that or not. But, oh my god, what a good time. I was just watching that VOD. I got to the Haka part. Yeah, even Pip was like, you know, oh please T, don't do that. But yeah, I had so much swag that I had to buy swag to make sure I got the other swag home. It was really something. It was a very, very different TwitchCon from the one I did in 2019. First, I do think I should mention this, though. This was my reading material on the plane, and as you can see, I was having a tough time putting it down. I just finished chapter 12 of this really, really good book. It's a nice, steady pace, and you know, the moment you start to feel safe and secure. Now, granted, my wife, this is my wife we're talking about. The moment I started feeling safe and secure, and of course liking all these characters, I said, "This is where everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket," and I was right. The bookmark reveal, yeah, page 183.
You're never safe.
I'm never safe. I sleep with one eye open. I learned from Metallica, but I'm at chapter 13, Takedown. Already had to pour one out for a homie.
Well, how much alcohol have you got?
Not enough, obviously, not enough. So yeah, TwitchCon, and what I'm gonna do is yo, be itty.
Hail to the king, baby.
Everybody, this guy, give some love to this guy. Give this guy a follow. That's be itty. Yeah, we met last night at the terminal. He and his wife, the princess, I'll just call her for now, Liddy. Oh, Liddy. I wonder. Well, look, I'm still jet lagged. That's all I gotta say. Oh, girlfriend. Jeez, I am batting 1,000 tonight, Liddy. But anyway, I met Liddy and his girlfriend. We'll just call her Princess for now. And the two of us, or rather, I caught the two of them talking to a friend of the stream. You all know him. You followed him from here. Quartermain, good to see you in chat. Amaze. And this was the only time I saw Amaze. And so yeah, oh my god. Of all the places to find Amaze, it was at the gate. And then I find out that Liddy and the princess, they're both going to DC. And I said, where are you guys? They told me, I told them. I said, well, I guess I'll be inviting you out to Casa de Morris, and you're going to come over and let me feed you. And they're all for it. So, because, you know, streamers, they never say no to a free meal. We're going to talk about that too in a second. So, where do I begin? All right. I know where to begin because I got the swag here. You can just see the swag in this section here, chat. And I'm going to start with this. This was the first piece of swag that I picked up. This is the man, that computer sounded angry. This is the official cap from Xbox. And these guys were throwing a really nice happy hour in the Gaslight district of San Diego. That was my first stop. Literally, I got off the plane. I shared an Uber / taxi. I can't even remember what. I think it was it was just standard taxi. Standard taxi with Nick. Yeah, because Nick Kelly was on my flight. That was the other thing too. Nick Kelly, as I'm boarding, I see Nick Kelly sitting there, and I just slap him in the arm, and he looks at me like he's gonna punch me, and then he goes, "Oh my God, T." And I mean, none of this was coordinated. Meeting Amaze at his gate, all this stuff. It was just this was TwitchCon in a nutshell. But I saw Nick, and Nick and I basically grabbed a cab together. I was able to meet Steve in the lobby, and Steve was coming from something else. We then went up to the room. I dropped stuff off, splashed and spritzed the pits, and then I said, "Okay." And there's the other one, everybody. Please give a lot of love in chat for Princess Pashley. Please do that for her right now.
More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting way ahead of myself. I'm getting way ahead of myself. So basically, I'll get to Liddy and Princess in a bit. So this was the first thing that was given out at the Xbox happy hour. Literally, I dropped my bags, went out. I'm on an empty stomach, and I am throwing back an indigo beret, not a raspberry beret, but an indigo beret. The main mixer of this was the main ingredient, I should say, was Basil Hayden. I saw Basil Hayden. I said, "Well, there's my first cocktail of TwitchCon." And I'm not gonna lie, chat. I am still super dehydrated. I did not even get off the plane and get food, and I'm already kicking back cocktails. And these were some West Coast cocktails. They were ready to party. Great food. There was flatbread pizza. There was, oh yeah, that was the other thing too, chat. Because I was, okay, so as many of you know, I was the seeing eye buddy for Steve the Blind Gamer Sailor. So that meant that whatever event Steve went to, Steve went out of his way. And I'm not kidding, chat. Steve went way out of his way to make sure that I was invited and that I felt invited. He invited me everywhere to be part of as many things as possible. Oh, the jet lag is very real, Pashley. The jet lag is incredibly real. Flight, as you know, flight landed at about 5:15. Again, getting ahead of myself, but I'll be circling around. But it was whew. I mean,
that's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So anyway, we're all enjoying ourselves at the Xbox party. I'm feeling mighty loopy, but they had some mac and cheese to knock your socks off. They had these little mini hors d'oeuvres at the Xbox cocktail party. These little mini hamburgers. Man, I don't know what crack the chef put in these hors d'oeuvres, but whoo, they were good. That was how my TwitchCon started. And that's where I was getting to with Blind Gamer Steve. Because Steve was taking me to all these events, for the entire weekend, between Thursday and Sunday, I paid for 3 meals. That's it. Only 3 meals. Everybody was comping me stuff, and I was like, okay. But this is the first piece of swag. This was the first piece of swag right here. The Xbox cap. Nice cap. And if you're an Xbox person, you know, you get the insignia. It's very posh. I like it. Wore it on the way home. So that's our first swag. Now, when you first get to TwitchCon, they throw swag at you. Okay, they throw swag at you, and most swag I put in here. I don't think I'm going to go through all of it, but I'm going to go through most of it. I never found out what this is. Chat, can you identify this symbol for me? I have no idea what. I was looking for it at booth. I was looking for it everywhere. I could not find it. I could not figure out what this symbol was all about. So chat, please let me know, and please let me know in stream. I would appreciate it. So I have come to discover, chat, in the swag bag that the Wendyverse is apparently a thing. No, it was not Pac-Man. It was not Pac-Man. And it did look like a power icon, but I don't think it was a power icon either. But the Wendyverse apparently is a thing, chat. The Wendyverse is a thing. And I don't know how successful Wendy was during the weekend, but there you have it. The Wendyverse is a thing. No, it is not the Phoenix Society, and I don't think it has anything to do with. I don't think it has anything to do either with. They have a D&D setting. Yes, I heard about that over the weekend. I heard about that, and they were going full tilt this weekend. Another group that you might know of that was going full tilt this weekend. That was a piece of swag that I don't have to share with you tonight, but I did get because I did an appearance with Steve on behalf of the Bungie Foundation, and they gave us Bungie Foundation, not only Bungie Foundation t-shirts, which again I wore on the flight home, but later this week, yeah, I'm going to be giving these away. I got codes to give away for Les Destiny emblems. So if you want some Destiny emblems, you know, this is the place to be. Logitech and Streamlabs. If you want to go through my VODs and take a look at some of the stuff that Logitech and Streamlabs was doing together, holy hand in a handbasket. That was amazeballs. They had a good portion of the expo floor, and they had a great booth. They had an absolutely fantastic booth. And I think if you did a search, Quartermain, for Wendyverse, because I think it's its own thing. It's slowly slowly becoming bros with Bungie. Oh, Aaron, if I can make that brolacious if I can make that brolacious relationship happen, I will be very, very happy. Very happy. So anyway, but this was the big. But you see, here's the thing about TwitchCon, and this is what I've learned after 2 TwitchCons. There's always one big thing. And the big thing that TwitchCon gave you was this nice little pouch. I never took it out because I was that busy, chat. But I've got like a. It's not a fanny pack. It's not a fanny pack, but it is like an over-the-shoulder pouch. But you can also pop this pouch onto Feasts of Legend. I am not surprised, Spence, that you know all about the Wendyverse because as you know, Wendyverse, or rather, as you know, Spence is becoming a what would I call you? A game master, a game mistress, they who must be obeyed? Is that what I would call you, Spence? I am genuinely curious about that. My favorite exhibitors was Shure and Wendy's, yeah. And Shure microphones, hey. Big props. Big props to Shure being there. I love Shure microphones. All the audiobooks and a lot of the podcasting I do, I've got a Shure SM7B over here. And it's a solid mic. It's a solid microphone. They make great stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at this pouch and thinking I could easily attach this onto my onto one of my paranormal gear bags and have some quick items here. But it's basically an over the shoulder on the belt pouch, which is kind of nice. And that was the big thing in the Twitch swag bag this year. Now, that didn't mean that they were done. That did not mean that they were done. The SM7B, I've been using one of those for 10 years now, well over 10 years now. Did I feel a cat go by? I did not. But for affiliates, they had this. They had this nice little Twitch pack, and that was also where I picked up. And I'm gonna make sure I reach out to my mods and on the Discord, and share like addresses and where to send stuff and everything. But I picked up mod temporary tattoos, so I think it'd be fun if I got my mods to all get mod temporary tats, if you will. But at the affiliate booth, they had Twitch stickers, Twitch shoestrings, and then a Twitch pen. There were a lot of pens being given out, chat. A lot of pens being given out. But that was where the swag started. That covers this. Which con? I mean, there you go. Excuse me a second. Take a quick bite of the paella that my wife made tonight. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Paella. What's happening here? Ken say, resubbing for 32 months. Let's go. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. This reminds me, chat. This reminds me very quickly, chat. I did want to scroll back a bit. Man, you're so right, Pashley. The jet lag is trying to come in with a second haymaker round. So let me do a quick shout out for the follows. A game mixtress. Oh, I like game mixtress. I like that a lot. So real quick, I want to thank and give shouts out to Shay T. Butler, Rick Gur Race, Pizza Princess G, Goblin Factory 69, Stink Pickle 850, Mary Kesh, Sam Hill 4, Fox Warrior Gaming 4, MND RGN, the Panda Leo, Goody Good Gaming, Nimra V Ushus, B Liddy, so I got Liddy, and finally Princess Pashley. Thank you all for the not the subs. God, I wish the subs. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the follows you dropped on this channel. Helps to support the channel. Keeps me going. Thank you, everybody. All of those happened while we were TwitchConning, and it was a blast. Now, I think now is a good time to break into this. Now, this is one of the bits of swag that I got. And the reason why I got this swag right here is because I ran out of room. I ran out of room in the suitcase. In the backpack. And I just said I'm gonna have to get another backpack to handle the stuff that I'm bringing back. And this is the unexpected investment that I made, and I really like this bag. This is a really nice bag from Twitch. I think it's going to come in real handy in the field when we're doing paranormal investigations, right? And I'm very excited. It's got pockets everywhere. So I really dig that. And now we're going to go and get into the bag, and I'm going to start pulling out stuff that I was picking up throughout the TwitchCon experience. This was one, and I kind of dig this. I got this, again, one of the events that Steve took me to was a partner developer meeting. I met with the developer team behind Guest Star. That's the name of it, Guest Star. Now, if you don't know what Guest Star is, you might remember a month or two back, Steve pinged me and said, "Hey T, there's this new thing called Guest Star. I want to give it a shot. Do you want to hop on stream and we just do like a morning talk show kind of thing?" And I said sure, and it was Guest Star that he was on the alpha team of that. And because of that involvement, they invited me to come on in with Steve, of course. And we met some of the developers and we talked about it, and we had brunch. We had a brunch with that. That was where I met Chelsea Bites. Oh my God, Chelsea Bites. What an amazing individual. Powerhouse. And to give you an idea of how badass Chelsea Bites was, I saw the video of her on stage with Megan Thee Stallion, who was doing the Twitch concert. I was not at the Twitch party / concert. I am just, that's not my music. That is not my jam. And Steve and I were absolutely wiped by the end of Saturday. That was Saturday night. But this was Friday, and I got a really nice Twitch journal. So I'm going to be probably using this when I go on my investigations, because we take a lot of notes, and I see them in my peripheral. You want to come up here? That's my swag bag, buddy. Did you want to come up here? Liddy Pashley, this is Gamer Cat right here. This is Gamer Cat. Let me get him in frame. Hold on. No, that's Dad's dinner. But this is Gamer Cat, everybody. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I know you missed me, didn't you? You missed me. I can tell you missed me. He bent my ear. But this is Gamer Cat. Dude, where are you going? Come back over here. No, you can't. Here. Hold on. There you go. And you just spit it out. Thanks, Cat. I feel like I'm rewarding him for bad behavior, chat, because he just with his butt, he just undocked one of the tabs in my main window here. Cat. Anyway, so this is Gamer Cat, for those of you new to the stream, and for those of you who have found me through TwitchCon and things like that. How you doing? Doing a quick rundown, summary, what have you, of the experience that was TwitchCon 2022 via swag. My wife is awesome. So shall it be said. So shall it be written. So shall it be done. But Absolutely love it.
Unleash the fury!
All right, so so you saw the bag and you saw the book, and you know, not to be outdone, because we had accessibility access. Steve and I got in just about, I want to say about 10-15 minutes earlier than everybody else, which meant we got to hit the Loot Crate store before the running of the bulls happened. And wow, I mean, we were in line to pay for our stuff when they finally just I guess opened the gates, as it were.
Oh, pitter patter, let's get at her.
And man, we just saw a wave of people. I think some were running for the loot cave. I think some were, well, they were fast walking. They were not running, but they were fast walking. They were fast walking to the loot cave. They were fast walking to different booths who had different demos going on. But I did pick up some more TwitchCon socks, because I saw these crew socks and said, "Oh hell yes!" I got a solid pair. I got a solid pair of nice dress socks, but crew socks I needed. So I now got more Twitch socks. I'm happy with this. And I did make an investment in some Twitch gear, and I've left it in its original wrapping, so that I could unveil it tonight and show you all. Now, this, I think, is probably the how would I describe this? This is probably the hippest, apart from stuff that I've gotten from Bungie. This, okay. When you look at the fashion of Twitch, it's way out of my demographic. Me, if I was to wear some of the stuff that is advertised on the online Loot Crate store, I would look like a 50-year-old man going through a divorce and dating a 20-something Instagram model and, subleasing a Ferrari. So I was a little concerned about what I was seeing. And then I saw this. They had a lot of zip-up hoodies out there. A lot of zip-up hoodies this go around. And I really liked this one. And I looked at it and I said, I could pull this one off. So I'll go on ahead and but here's what it looks like, chat. And this was the first one I got. And I think I can make this work. I think I can make this work, right? I don't think I'll look too midlife crisis-esque if I'm wearing this. So let's go. Now it's not gonna go well with this shirt. It's not gonna go well with this shirt. So let's just accept that. But I'll go on ahead and give it a try on right now. And I think what I'll do, just to add to the fashion show, I'll borrow the cat cam. Woo. I'll borrow the cat cam, and we'll use it for that. Faded, stressed, kind of warped. Yeah, you can work that. Thank you, Professor Obsidian. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I walked right into that one. That's good. That's good. Okay. Let me pull up the cat cam, and I'll cheat and use the cat cam as my secondary camera here. If I can find it. Did I not? I did not set up the cat cam in intermission? Wow, that's on me. My dad had a Blink 182 hoodie, Element skateboard, and frosted tips when I went to college. You're good, T. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and use the cat cam, and I'll cheat, and I'll use this to just see how this looks. All right. of course, now Benedict is looking at this and going, "Oh, that's nice and black. That's nice and black, Dad. That's gonna look great. You want to get up there?" No. What? I know you can get fur all over this, so it's still a cat cam. It's still a cat cam, everybody. It's still a cat cam. Yes. Yes. Oh, now I can go on ahead and I can get a little bit of judgment from above because somebody has high ground. There you go. All right. Let's put. Oh. It is soft. It is soft. Okay. Yeah. He's purring, so I think that's a good sign. I think that's a good sign. He's purring, so that's good. Oh. So this is the first purchase. First purchase right here. Don't worry, I'm coming back. I'm coming back, Cat. I'm coming back. Yeah, I kind of dig that. I kind of dig that. In fact, I think it looks better. It looks better when I actually put it on than he looks a whole 10 years younger. But I think I think that works for me. So the second one I got, and I'm trying to remember what the second one was. Oh, I couldn't say no to this, chat. I couldn't say no to this because this was the official TwitchCon San Diego hoodie. And like I said, it seemed like everybody was doing zip-up hoodies this go-round. They weren't doing the pullovers; they were doing the zip-ups. But I think this one wasn't as, I don't think this one is as dramatic as the other as the original one, because you know it's got the San Diego logo, and then it's got the like a splash of color on the sleeves. And yeah, this was a little more reserved, but it was the San Diego 2022, which, as I was getting this, I was thinking this is a pretty big deal, because this was the first IRL event that they had in 3 years. Well, not unless you don't count Amsterdam. Basically, they have been virtual since 2019. 2019 was their last one. Hey, Steampunk Greg, good to see you in chat. Thank you for popping in. And yeah, this so let's go on ahead and again let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the cat cam, and all right. So going back to the cat cam, no cat this time. Oh, did you want to get up there? Get up there. Huh. Hey. Come on. There you go. I know why you come to the stream. Don't worry. I know why you come to the stream. All right, let's look at this one. Oh wow. Oh, that's cool. I didn't see this in the design chat. So here on this sleeve it says 2022. Here it says SD for there it says San Diego. So you got San Diego, and then you got 2022. That's cool. Well done, Twitch. Well done. Again, it's going to clash with. Actually, it looks pretty good with this shirt too. But there's the San Diego logo. right? San Diego, what do you think, buddy? Whoa, 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 oh! He's good. He's good. Oh, buddy. Oh, you gave me a fright. Oh. I meant to do that! I meant to do that! Oh, dude. Whew. That was a bit of a heart attack, now, wasn't it? All right. So, yeah, this isn't bad. I could pull this off, too. That one's different. That one's got a texture to it. That one's got a texture to it. This is just a solid black. Of course, the cats, all three of them, they're going to love that. They're going to love that. Benedict is fine, by the way. Benedict is fine. If anything, I think his pride was hurt more than anything. His pride was hurt more than anything. Nimra, hello. I met you at TwitchCon at the Rings of Power live stream session. How are you? I'm good, Nimra. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself at the Rings of Power. We're going to get to that, too. Okay? We're going to get to that, too. All right. Now, both of those finds I was pretty happy with. I was really happy with those finds. But then, Steve and I hit the bargain bin. And this one I am not necessarily going to take out of its plastic just yet, because I want to wait until I've worn out the other one. This was in the bargain bin, and you've seen this one before. If you remember, I have a sweatshirt, a Twitch sweatshirt. That's they call it the dye dip, where it starts like almost a dark purple, like really dark, almost black, and then as you go down, it fades into a lighter purple. I have not been able to find this anywhere on the Loot Crate store, so I can only assume it was like a TwitchCon exclusive for 2019. I picked one up. It's one of my favorite sweatshirts. And I think now it's starting to get a couple of stains on it. I think it's the collar's starting to fray. I'm digging through the bargain, the clearance bin. They had a giant clearance bin. That was at the bottom of it. It was the same sweatshirt, but instead of it being in an extra large, it was a large. And I love wearing the Twitch sweatshirt, but it is ridiculously huge on me. But that one, so we're good. We are solid, chat. We are solid. All right, taking a quick break for a bite of paella. Nimra, how are you? Are you home? And if you are home, how was your trip home? And have you seen episode 7 of Lord of the Rings yet? Oh my God, we watched it today. We watched episode 7 of Rings of Power today. It was freaking great. Oh my God. In particular, there was a scene involving Nuri's dad. Piece of paella went down the wrong pipe. If I choke, you saw it here. My first and last stream from TwitchCon. Thank you. I'm not going to give anything away. I'm not going to give anything away when I say this. But it was a speech from Nuri's dad. And I'm just going to give the cue line. He just looks around and goes, "We're Hardfoots." And that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. We're Hardfoots. And when you hear that, strap in. Because it's beautiful. Such a good episode. Such a good episode. And I've been very, very happy. Again, we're going to be talking about that particular thing with the good folks over at Prime Video. We're going to be talking about that a little later. But if you want to see Steve and I kind of navigate a spoiler-free hype stream, you can take a look at the VOD. Bro-tatoes! Thank you again, Panic. We actually got to call it Bro-tatoes. I know where Sauron is and where the Rings of Power are. Now, if you really want me to spoil something for you, in Titanic, the boat sinks, okay? Brace yourself. Would you be interested in the tie-dye Twitch hoodie? It looks pretty... Well, that's the thing, Panic. I looked at the Twitch dye, I considered it, and then I pictured myself wearing it, and I'm like, okay, that's a dad going through a midlife crisis. So, I think this is as rad as I get. That and the stuff that Destiny creates. The stuff that Bungie creates, oh, great stuff. Great stuff. What, buddy? Look at this cat, everybody. I just want everyone to know I'm okay. I just want everyone to know I'm okay. Right? Right, you're okay, right, Benedict? How about a slow blink for chat? Slow blink for chat? Come on, slow blink for chat. Maybe? He's being aloof. He's being aloof, chat. He's being aloof. Or in his case, he's being a floof. Aloof floof. All right. Don't try doing that 3 times fast. You're gonna pull a muscle. So, but again, Nimra, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much for. Were you our resident Tolkien scholar? Was that you? Did you win one of the giveaways, or were you just in the audience, hopefully enjoying yourself? Yeah, you got me curious now. You got me curious big time. Based on a real story or something? Yeah, Aaron, I hate to break it to you. Yeah, it's based on a real story. It's called History. All right. Where was I? Okay, so that was the loot cave. And the only reason I even pushed back into the loot cave was to get the backpack. Twitch makes really good stuff. Is it Bungie quality stuff? Not sure about that, but it's really good stuff. It is good stuff. And like I said, this backpack is amazing. I was with the family that won the Lord of the Rings Alexa device. Oh, that's very cool. I know. Oh God, I watching the VOD of it. When we put her in the seat, I was like, oh no. Oh, she's terrified. And I was trying to think, okay, if I make a complete idiot of myself, if I go full Twitch dad, it'll be okay. I started having bad flashbacks to when I did children's theater, and I would try to get kids to laugh, and I would go to one daycare, and kids thought I was great. I'd go to other daycare, and kids would be like, "Make the scary man go away!" I mean, I'm glad she enjoyed herself, and I'm glad I mean, hey, we pulled her up there. She was gonna walk away with an Alexa. Dude, what? Oh, now he's blinking. Look at this chat. There he is. Give me one more. There you go. There you go. Yes. Yes, GamerCat loves his audience. He loves his audience. He does. So I'm going to get to that in a moment, but yes, if you actually look up in the top corner, Nimra, we're actually going to be streaming on October 14th on this channel. We're going to be streaming a live ghost investigation, and we are the first team. We are the first team to go into this particular property. It's called the Candy Factory in Manassas, Virginia, and Phil and I could not be more excited about this. Okay, so back to TwitchCon. So we've hit the loot cave. Again, I'll show off. This was the last thing I got at the loot cave. This was this backpack, And this is a gorgeous backpack, chat. This. I think this is going to be great on investigations. I really do. I think this is going to be nothing but awesome. Although, so you were asking me earlier about that tie-dye hoodie, Panic. I would be. I'm gonna be very careful when I say this, because I do not make this expectation of my chat at any point, at any time, to get me stuff. It's one of the things I'm not really super keen on when I see other streamers do it, and I don't grok that at all. I don't dig it when people say, hey, get me stuff, get me this, get me that, send some donos instead of subbing, and then sub after you make the dono. Sub, don't be poor. That's not this channel. But if you were curious as to what would Twitch Dad grok, well, there's my link for Ghost Stop. Enthroned, since I have recently heard of it as a way people can gift you stuff. I've never heard of Throne. and again, I don't think the tie-dye is particularly my jam. I don't think the tie-dye is my jam. I can pull that look off 30 years ago. Now, I'm not really a tie-dye guy. Sunny is very temperamental about when she wears a tie-dye and things like that. But like as far as this backpack, it's not just a one and done. I'm gonna get some use out of this, and I have a feeling it's gonna be great in the field. I think it's gonna be absolutely awesome in the field. But there's other stuff I've got on the wish list over at Ghost Stop. It's where I get all my gear, and supporting small business, I'm all for it. But again, I just wanted to make sure I was clear on that, because I know we got some new people checking me out now that you've all met me at TwitchCon, and it would look great with a glowy, ghosty keychain hanging on it. I'm amazed that so sometimes when you make purchases at Ghost Stop, they give you a free, a free ghost ghost keychain, and I set this aside to give to Steve. I forgot to take it with me. That's what I forgot. But do you know that the Ghost Stop keychains do not glow in the dark? I don't know how they missed that opportunity, but there it is. Okay, so after hitting the loot cave, Steve and I went out to the Xbox booth, and the Xbox folks had their very first TwitchCon booth. Xbox Game Pass had their first ever booth. They were having live streaming there. They had gaming there, and this is awesome. And I'm going to make sure I put more videos on the Tickety Talks and the Instas. But they had ASL interpreters. They had ASL interpreters, commentating, signing the color commentary from the different streams they were doing at Xbox Game Pass. They were the only booth. Even the Twitch booths didn't have this. They had 3 interpreters on site, and that coverage was ballin'. It was so good. And 2 of the interpreters, one gave me their contact info so I could pass it on to Sunny, because Sunny's been having some issues with her ASL course. But I think after I showed her the ASL folks interpreting stuff for Xbox, I think she was like, "Oh, I didn't know I could do that." And boy, did it make an impression. Chat. And that was the coolest thing ever. But we walked into the Xbox booth. They basically said whenever you and they left our names. I mean, this was the rock star treatment I was getting, because Steve has worked with Xbox very intimately, and the Rings of Power pin was one of the best pins of Twitch. Yep, getting to that. So hold that thought. but Steve had done a lot of accessibility work with the folks at Xbox, and they were just incredible. They were just like, oh yeah, Steve, feel free to use this as a base of operations. You want to come in anytime you want to come in, take a load off, feel free. Oh, and we've got something for you and T. And they gave us this, a nice little Xbox tumbler, right? Little Xbox PC Game Pass tumbler, right? Look at who made it, chat. It's a friggin' Yeti. It's a friggin' Yeti. This was their giveaway. This was reserved for giveaways. They just handed it to me and Steve. These were VIP, and I'm just like, okay, I am not leaving. And this was in the first half hour of TwitchCon. I said, okay, I am not leaving Steve's side because I'm gonna get really, really cool stuff like this. And I'm just gonna tell you straight up, chat, this is the second nicest thing. The second nicest thing that I got swag-wise. So, Steve Saylor.
Hail to the king, baby.
Wow. Friggin' wow. Yeah, I know it is. So I'm like, and the best part, it's not a sippy cup. It's not not one of those. It's not like a water bottle. It's an actual tumbler. So if I wanted to put a soda in this, if I wanted to put, I don't have to have just, or if I want to have coffee in it, it's a gorgeous tumbler. And I gotta admit, I feel like after spending the weekend there and being able to have a place to just kind of go, because for those of you who were at the event, Princess and Lil, if you're still out there, Nimra, you knew the value of just, okay, I'm all kind of peopled out. I need to go somewhere quiet-ish and just kind of chill. And that, for us, was the PC Game Pass station. And this was the first time they'd been there because they had Mixer. And it was only like right around it was too late for them to come to the 2019 show. And they were like, yeah. But what was really neat though is that I not only met all the good people from Xbox, I actually got a chance to meet the dev team from Sea of Thieves. And they gave me some great trivia. I did not realize this. When we were, if you remember way back when they did the Pirates of the Caribbean rollout for Sea of Thieves, I was saying, guys, this is the ride, and they were like, yeah, it's great hearing that music. I said, no, this is the music from the ride. And I remember Steve and Brandon both said that, I think Disney's working with them, but I don't think they'd go that deep. And I got confirmation from the Sea of Thieves dev team. They got permission. The game got permission to use Yo-Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me from the ride. They got that permission. So that was pretty freaking cool to get that confirmation. There were some fantastic meetups there, Nimbra. Absolutely cool. But mad props. But this is number 2. This is number 2 on the list of really amazing swag. And yeah.
You want me to say well done? That you did good? Well done.
Okay. So let's see. There was this is kind of cool. So Steve and I, after we took a breath, we went on a little walkabout, and we went to the Able Gamers. We went to the Able Gamers booth, and they knew who we were after the great Markiplier raid of many moons ago, and they said yeah, you guys have made a good chunk of change for us, so you don't have to make a $10 donation. And I tell you something, chat, if you ever are working with a group that's gonna do some type of charity booth and you want to make some money, this is how you do it. You have a bin, and that's what they had. They had a bin that you could get. You could go ahead and take up to two of the freebie dice, and they were just basically D6s. But the 6. This is very cool, everybody. I think it's the 6. I want to make sure it's the 6. There's 5. There's 4. There's 2. Yeah, the 6 is the logo of Able Gamers. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. There we go. But then we got gifted the official Twitch dice that they were doing for $10 donos. And what you can't see is that it is, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but it is it's in, oh, there it is. Well done, Logitech. It's basically Twitch colors of purple and gold. There are gold flecks in each of the dice, and the 20, the highest number on here, the 20, in this case the 20, is the Able Gamers logo. And yeah, pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool. Oh no, I'm sorry. The logo only is on the D20. It was very kind of them to let us, because you can never have too many dice, right, Spence? You can never have too many dice. You know, gotta love a good D20. I'm telling you, gotta love a good D20. But mad props to Able Gamers. Mad props to Able Gamers. They really did a nice show for TwitchCon. So this is our second bit of swag that Steve and I got while on the floor. We then make it over to Streamlabs, and I basically told them what I was doing with Paranormal Investigation, and then I told them about the book. And part of the course, they didn't know that they were in a book, and so I'm there flipping through my copy. I took one copy with me, and I'm flipping through the book, and I showed them the entire setup and how I did it with OSI and all this stuff, and they comped. This is one of the gifts that they give you for doing their it was a really cool thing. You basically had to go around and pick up, I think it was pins or stickers of different booths throughout TwitchCon, and then you got this t-shirt. But they just comped me and Steve, since Steve was my technical director. And honestly, chat, I got a 2019 shirt from TwitchCon for Streamlabs. This one's way nicer. And I think what I like about it is that I think this predates when Logitech G and basically acquired Streamlabs. I didn't realize this, but yeah, Logitech G and Streamlabs are now all part of the same Logitech family. I did not know that.
This is great.
Yeah.
Anyone want a hug? No hugs.
But yeah, so nice swag from there. And now would be a good time to mention the swag from a very familiar voice and familiar presence on this show. You know him. It's Nick Kelly. It was Nick Kelly's first TwitchCon as well. And we got real close with the folks over at Innocent Lives Foundation, ILF. Expect chat. Expect that there will be some Innocent Lives Foundation charity streams happening soonish. Because No Kid Hungry was there as well. No Kid Hungry was there, and I got a chance to, meet the new people who have taken over after Will and Carla, and that's pretty cool. But this is what I really dig. This is what I really dig about this shirt. So basically, it's the Don't Mess with Kids, ILF, right? And then the back though is very cool because they give the ways to stream and stopping child predators, and you'll notice that all the tips are the mod swords, and it's done to look like chat. There was some real thought put into this shirt, so I was like, all right, that's slick. That's very slick. Got a chance to spend some time with the folks over at Innocent Lives Foundation. Again, that's the name of the group, Innocent Lives Foundation. I will have the website in just a moment as I reach underneath the mic. It is innocentlivesfoundation.org. So there you go. You can look them up, and the way their fundraising works, because you know that you've been on this stream long enough. If you're a regular to the stream, you know that when I'm raising money for No Kid Hungry, for every $1 that you donate to NoKidHungry.org, you get 10 meals, 10 nutritious meals for kids who are reliant on the school systems for their next meal. And that's a big deal. Well, the breakdown, the financial breakdown for Innocent Lives Foundation is that for $7,000, that covers one case. And that one predator that Innocent Lives Foundation get off the street, that saves 72 kids. On an average, one child predator can affect 72 children. So that's pretty amazing. And they did have that guy show up. That said, that seems kind of expensive. And the members of ILF had to kind of process that and said, so you're saying that $7,000 is too expensive to protect 72 children on average? And the guy then realized what a dumbass thing he had just said. And he was like, well, I mean, it just sounded expensive. I don't understand math. And I'm like, then dude, you shouldn't be a streamer, because a lot of what you're doing when you're streaming is math related, bruh. That was pretty much their reaction as well. I mean, oh my god. Yeah. But there you go. All right, so let me just see what's here in the bottom. I think this is the one that I'm going to be leaving out. Yes, these are the ones that have contacts. So this one, this is one of the journals that I picked up that has contacts. So I'm going to be following up with them. Just double checking. Oh my God, there's another pocket in here. So many pockets. Okay. So yeah, Steve was taking me to all the events that people had asked him to be a participant of, and you know, he felt weird calling me his plus one, so I came up with the term, I'm his seeing eye buddy, and that was me basically making sure that a couple of things. One, I made sure Steve got photographs of people, because he always told me how he would forget to ask to take a photograph of people. So I kind of made it my mission that was what I was going to do. That I would say, Steve, now would be a good time to get a picture. And by the end of TwitchCon, I was kind of a black belt in taking pictures for people. I could actually I could line up two cameras at the same time, frame both shots perfectly, and then literally on three hit both thumb things at the same time. And I was actually impressed with myself, chat. I won't lie. I was impressed with myself. Kell of Kells, thank you very much. I was saying, you know, I mean, of course, you know, it started to go to my head a little bit. So whenever I would give the phones back, I would do it Matrix style. I would go, here's your phone, you know. But yeah, I was pretty proud of my skills by the end of it. And Steve took me. Okay, so the first night we were there. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the second night. This is Friday. And I think I'm now going to start looking at. I'm going to use as a cheat sheet my photographs, because man, did I take. And I got to go through all my photos and kind of whine, you know, kind of fine tune, what I got up to. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So the brunch that we attended, where we picked these up, that was great. That was great because I met a lot of folks from Twitch, And they would ask me, so what are you doing with Twitch? And I said, well, I still play Destiny, and I occasionally do a cooking stream, and sometimes I do a writing stream. And I'm really glad I brought OSI business cards, because I said, but this is the most recent thing that I'm doing. And I was handing people OSI business cards, and they would not let me let that go. They wanted to know more about, wait, you're streaming paranormal investigations. How? Then I would tell them about the 2 times chat, and yeah, I'm looking at you, Panic, and I'm looking at you, Spence. Those 2 times where we picked up disembodied voices and everybody in chat heard them. It was really interesting seeing everyone's reaction when I would tell them I'm doing paranormal investigations. So that got the discussions between me and Steve going about how do I feed that? How do I feed that animal? You know, and again, I'll talk a little bit more about that near the end of this stream. And much like with TwitchCon, I can't believe we've been live for an hour, but there you go. Yeah, that was a yep, very nice, very good. That was a Jenny Wade, very, very good. You know, well, you know, there you go.
You want me to say well done? That you did good?
You did good. Well done.
Well done.
So, I'm just hearing this about you today, and I think that's super cool. Thank you, Kel. Thank you. I mean, but that shows that one of the things that tells me, Kel, is that social media is still, even though it is ingrained in our society, it is still very hard to get the word out with social media because there is so much noise now. And I have promoted before different events that I've done. I have promoted that I've got a live stream coming up this Friday, for example. I've got a public event that we're doing. Me and Phil, we're doing a public event at a house that was featured in Kindred Spirits, and yet, people are just finding out that I've been doing this. And Phil and I have been doing this for a year. So, you know, it's hard to get the word out, which is why you got to be a bit like a maze. You've got to just keep hustling. You got to keep telling people, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. And that's why he gets the kudos. That, I mean, he was put in charge of the closing ceremony. What I mean by that is he was the official hype man of TwitchCon and the official hype man of Twitch. And man, watching him work the closing ceremonies was absolute art.
This is great.
It was
Anyone
so
want a
cool.
hug?
It was so cool.
No hugs.
Hey baby, how you doing? That's Twitch Mom, everybody. That's my better half. Sitting in stream. I pretty much only see your tweets about mental health and accessibility. Again, not a bad thing. Always good. Both still important things, but like paranormal investigation is dope too. Yeah, and so I'll tell you the quick story, Cal. So it started during the pandemic. Phil pings me like in September 2020, and he says, "Hey T, brand new game just came out. It's available for PC and it's available for VR. It's called Phasmophobia." And I was like, "Okay." And he said, "You basically are paranormal investigators. You know, you go in and you're ghost hunting, but the ghosts are trying to kill you." And I said, "Oh, wow, that sounds like fun." He goes, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So we did it, and I screamed loudly. I screamed loudly, and it was rough. It was rough, but I fell in love with the game. And then, as you know, on Thursday nights, I get together with the Phil Rossi Scream team. Me, Phil, Brandon, Kensei, Sin. We get together, and we will sometimes bring in new people, and we play Phasmo on Thursday nights. And when I can get it working on my headset, I will play it in VR with Phil, who always plays in the VR. So fast forward about a year, and Phil says, "Hey T, have you thought about doing this for real?" And I said, "Do what for real?" And he's like, "Ghost hunting." Now, I knew Phil had just started a paranormal podcast, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And I said, "Have you got a place in mind?" Phil had the place, he had the time, he had the date, he had the reservation ready to go. All he had to do, chat, was, you really want me to play this room? Okay. All I had to do was say yes. And, okay, first thing I gotta do, I gotta pause. I gotta pause this. Gotta pause my lo-fi. So I'm gonna pause the lo-fi and I'll pull up the trailer. Give me, I can't, oh, that's fun. That's a fun one right there. I should be subscribed to this. Yes, of course I should. Lo-fi sounds with Liana. I gotta get in on that. I gotta find out what's up with that. Okay, so let me go to my homepage. Please hold, chat. There you go. So I'll play for you all. For those of you who are new to the stream, I'm gonna play for you all the Phasmophobia, the Old Spirits trailer, and it sums it up. It sums it up just fine. So here we go. Here we go, everybody. Let me just pull this up. That's not the right one. I'm so glad I wait. Man. Well, you know what it is. So one of the things that I have to do tomorrow, chat, is I've got to talk to somebody about this display, because now the display has gone from flickering to just randomly just dismounting, just no longer working at all on stream. And I'm just like, yeah, we're done. I'm just going to return this thing. I haven't even had it for 6 months. So yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. We are now ready to go. And I'm now going to sit back, shut up, and let you all enjoy this introduction. It all started with a video game.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm right
Where
behind you.
Oh
I'm
my
right
God.
behind you. I'm
Okay.
right behind you.
Okay. Oh!
During the 2020 pandemic lockdown, I invited my buddy T to join me in Phasmophobia, a heart-elevating ghost hunting experience from Kinetic Games.
What came next was a fan favorite on my Twitch channel, Phasmophobia with the Phil Rossi Scream Team. And sure, we had fun. But as we started to see the end of the pandemic, I got a call from Phil.
How would you like to do this for real?
Inviting driveway.
That is not inviting.
We've come this far.
You know who said that? Kane said that. Right before he got a facehugger. Do you know that? So that's what Phil Rossi and I are doing right now. And we've been at this for over a year now, chat. And it has been an absolute blast. And we've learned a lot. And every stream that we have done, we have been trying out new things, trying out different things to make the stream more solid. You know, make the... Oh, thank you. Well, that's the intent, Kel. That's the intent. And that's the difference is that the live stuff happens here. The live stuff happens here, but the stuff that we put on YouTube is the edited stuff. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of the edited stuff because I'm the guy doing all the editing, and we've worked really hard to make it look as sharp and as tight and as professional as we can absolutely come up with. And as far as the streams themselves, we've tried all these different things. One of the big steps we made forward with it, Spence was actually a part of. It was our first of many visits to the Candy Factory, and we're the first team to do this. We're the first team to go in, and it was me, Phil, my wife Pip, and Spence, Resonant Moon. And the next paranormal investigation stream is this Friday. If you look in the corner, it's October 14th. October 14th, Aaroner. We are going to be going live at 7, and we're going to be. It's going to be from my perspective, but we're going to have 3 different teams this time, and we're going to be floating between each floor of the Candy Factory. and yeah, no, that's okay, Aaron, because it's a Halloween, because it's the season, we actually are doing 2 investigations this October. We got October 14th, then we have one on October 29th, and that's going to be at the house that was featured in Kindred Spirits. We're going to be going back to Linville Manor, and we are hosting a Halloween event there, so that should be a lot of fun. Pip, Twitch Mom NZ, she does a lot of the TikToks that you see, she does the TikToks that you see from Old Spirits Investigations, and I'm gonna be talking more about OSI and what I'm planning to do, or what I'm looking down the road to do, right? So, where did I leave off? I was using my cheat sheet here of my photographs. So the next thing we did was we went to an Epic Games party. Steve was invited, and this was once again another like happy hour / social event on a rooftop. This was like, we're talking first night. It was a rooftop party from Xbox. Next one, rooftop party on Epic Games' dime. And here's the thing, chat. The thing is, this is San Diego. You've got yachts parked off in the horizon. You're in the Bay Area. There's a lot of money exchanging hands here, chat. And this is my second rooftop dinner. Steve and I are there, and he's looking around, and Steve, and I'll never forget this. Steve says, "I'm so out of my league. I'm so in over my head right now." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he pointed out to me all these big players, these big money makers on Twitch, and I said, "Steve, these guys play Fortnite. Let's just be frank. These guys play Fortnite. That is not your jam. You are an Epic Games partner. You are doing a series for Epic Games. You think you're over your head, but you remember, you've earned your spot at the table. You have earned it. You are more than okay to be here." And there were some people that actually went out of their way, and that was the other thing. There were people that went out of their way to not only say hey to Steve, there were people that went out of their way to find Steve. And not all of them had accessibility issues. They were just fans of what Steve stood for, which just made me so freaking happy to watch that happen. It made me so damn happy, chat, to watch that happen in real time. To watch Steve, who has busted his hump for years, and to see it really paying off so well for him. And we left that party. We did wind up leaving that party because you want to talk about sounding like an old man. You talk about sounding like an old man. I walk into the party. Chat, and I hear the music playing, and the first words that leave my lips, I kid you not, chat, first words that leave my lips were, "Wow, I hope they turn that down." I hope they turn that down. Oh, man.
That's it, man. Game over, man.
Okay.
Game over.
So I lost my place in my cheat sheet. Okay, so there's the Epic Games party. And we left it early. We left the Epic Games party early to catch another partners party. And again, it was related to the new feature that's going to be rolled out soon called Guest Star. And we ran into this guy. And I remember this guy from 2019. This guy here that we had our photograph with, this is Trevor. And Trevor's entire stream is he hitchhikes. And he actually hitchhiked from the most northern part of like Newfoundland or something like that. And he hitchhiked from there all the way to San Diego to make it to TwitchCon in 2019. And that's his stream. And then we met some incredible people. I forgot this little memory from the Xbox booth. This was funny. This again opening night. Yeah, Aaron, he was a trip. Trevor was an absolute trip. Really nice guy too. One of the funniest things though was that I was backing it up to where we just gotten back from the loot cave and we're just kind of chilling out, and I'm taking a breath, and I'm texting something to Pip. It's probably "I love you," something along those lines. And as I'm texting, I got a hit from BBXH, from D, and she sent me an image, and I thought, oh, I wonder where D is. I pull up the image. It's a picture of me in the Xbox booth texting, and I went, okay, smartass, where are you? And I got to meet, I met up with D and Alex, but I also, with D and Josh. But if you see over here, I also met with Alex of Madrinas Coffee. And Alex was a hoot. He actually bought in front of me. Like on his phone, at Amazon, he bought Twitch for Dummies. And then he pinged me today and he said, can't wait to figure out this Twitch thing, T. But yeah, it was great seeing D and Josh and Alex. They of course hooked up with the Sea of Thieves crew, and that was gold. I met Ash of Ash Says Hi, and she was a joy. She was an absolute joy. Could not say a bad word about her. And I also met Jesse. I met Jesse from Power GPU. You remember how stressed out I was about Chapter 7 of Twitch for Dummies? I wanted to make sure that it was all about the PC, and I just wanted to make sure that it was right. Jesse in Power GPU was there, so it was great to meet him. That dude is tall. He is actually crouching in that shot. And then I don't know if you, my uncle hikes a lot, and he ran into him in person. That's very cool, Aaron. That's very cool. Jesse did not rip the book. Be like Jesse. Oh, you remembered. Oh my God. Oh yeah.
I got to say, that's what I appreciate about you.
Thank you for that. Nice callback. Nice callback. And by the way, Pashley, my wife is in chat. So Pip, that's Pashley. Pashley, that's Pip. This was the person I was telling you about that we may be inviting over to show off the new floors to, and I'm going to cook some brisket for him because that is what I do. That is what I do, chat. I make brisket and make friends. Yes, Kel. I have it all set and ready to go.
Fair.
So we're good. So let's see. So now, if you missed it, chat, I'm sure you can track down on the Twitch feed the Kitchen Royale event. Steve was really nervous about this, but boy howdy was it really fun to watch. It was a bunch of top-notch streamers. Let's see, and they were like the green olives, the white mushrooms, the black olives, the red peppers, and it was all these who's who of Twitch, and Steve was in there. And they had different food challenges, and it was a riot. It was an absolute riot to watch. I also met this delightful streamer right here. She's right over here. She's over here. That's Pizza Princess G. It's Pizza Princess G, and she's based out of Rochester, New York. And I cannot wait to see her stream, because man, she was a delight and a joy to meet and say hi to and all that stuff. I also got a picture. I don't think I caught this guy's name. Anybody know who that is? I think I missed his name. I think it starts with a D. But if anybody knows who that is, give me a shout out in chat. Thanks, everybody. I think Dream was a little nervous. Well, first off, it was his first convention, and I'm like, dude, of all the conventions, you didn't want to try maybe small, like try a tiny convention and sort of ease your way. He jumps into the deep end, so I give him mad props for that. But poor guy looked like he was a fish out of water. Especially, yes, that was Dream, Aaron. Yes, that was Dream. I sent that to my kid and said, "Hey, I just met this really nice guy. I'm sure he's got a lot of potential in streaming." And I sent her that, dad trolling daughter. But I could really tell he was so far out of his element, because when he was chopping the mushrooms for, and keep in mind, Pizza Princess G, she runs a pizzeria, so she's like she's chopping stuff up, and there's Dream with a really sharp knife and one mushroom, and he's doing this. I was like, oh, this poor guy, and yeah, of course he was, but you know what? He had the Elvis vibe going. He just had to look out into the crowd and just go, and people just lost their minds. Oh no, hey, thanks, Pashley. And going back to what you had said earlier, I would agree. I met more people this go around. And again, I have Steve to thank for that, because Steve opened a lot of doors for me that would have remained closed because I was an affiliate. But Steve introduced me to all these different people, both before and after we had worked on Twitch for Dummies. And Steve, Steve really just being his wingman through this whole thing, and watching him work the one-on-ones and people that were coming up to talk to him, he made every person feel special. And it's something I've always aspired to do. It's something I've always strived to do. And I want to say 99% of the time I get it right. It's just that 1% that haunts me. But yeah, Steve was incredible. And and there it is. There's the green olives right there. The green olives in all their glory. That was Steve and Khalif Adams. I was really touched. I didn't think Khalif would have remembered me, but apparently he remembered me. He was well, thank you, Kat. Well, I mean, I've known him for 15 years. As a matter of fact, also I gotta say, mad props. I'm gonna throw this in for my wife. Mad props to my wife. Everybody, because she let me go, and I do say yes, she let me go to TwitchCon, even though it was our 11th anniversary.
Hard no.
Yeah, I felt terrible about that. I did. But I already made the commitment, I already made the reservations, and that's what she told me. It was going to be the weekend of our anniversary. But also, as part of an anniversary, it was Steve's and mine 5th anniversary of the Blind Leads the Blind. We've been at that. Yeah, I know. I'm sure I'm going to pay later. I'm counting on it. But yeah, the Kitchen Royale was ridiculous fun, and then there's the Tiltify booth. So I got to talk a little bit about the Tiltify booth. Tiltify booth had this really cool thing going. You've seen those word clouds, you know, where they take like all these names and they'll put them in different shapes, and they'll put them in different different categories of certain things. Well, Tiltify had done a name cloud of everyone who has raised money on the platform, and then they gave you a challenge. And the challenge that Tiltify gave me was, they said, if you find your name, you come back, you tell us where you found it, and we will go on ahead and we will donate $100 to the charity of your choice. So Nick and I, set out, and again, it was because of the book. He said, I'll even give you a hint. You're in one of the globes. And there were 4 globes. So we're looking, and sure enough, Nick found my name, but that's not the cool bit. Right next to my name, take a look who pops up. Come on, focus. Oh, come on. There it is. Danfinity and me right next to each other. I was so tickled by that. And yeah, I was able to say, all right, there's Innocent Lives Foundation, $100. And that happened, Chad. That happened. I was raising money for a nonprofit at TwitchCon. So there you go. And then Steve got to his panel. He had a panel that weekend, and it was a terrific panel. It was a terrific panel on finding one's peace, while using your platform for some type of advocacy. And it was really an eye opener. It was an eye opener of a panel because it was an honest look at the responsibility people take when they start raising money and leveraging their stream or their platform or whatever you want to call it. And I left early on Steve's okay. I left early because right after that we had the meet and greet with the Bungie Foundation, and that was how we were going to end our day. And we ended our day with the meet and greet, and that was delightful. I got a chance to meet some people from the Bungie Foundation. They were absolutely awesome people. We got the T-shirts. That's again part of the swag. Unfortunately, I can't show you that because that was what I wore on the flight home. And we were taken out to dinner by Innocent Lives Foundation, and that was when Steve and I hit the wall. And people were saying, "Oh, this party's happening. This party." Steve and I were like, "Nope." we were baked. We were done, and we hit the sack pretty hard. So that brings us up to Sunday, and Sunday was a good day. Started out with me, and for those of you who might have missed it, I do have a stream where Steve and I were invited to play Mortal Kombat 6. Sorry, I did it again. Shoot, not Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter 6. It was Capcom. It was Street Fighter 6. My apologies to Capcom and the Street Fighter franchise and all its fans. It was Street Fighter 6. That's a gorgeous game, people. If you are a fan of Street Fighter, and if you are a fan of that original coin-operated classic, Street Fighter 6 is coming, and it looks breathtaking. It's got new characters in it with new abilities as well. But what was really cool about it, we did some on the fly, and again, you can catch my VOD because I was streaming from the floor when I did it. But we saw that in the selection, in the menu, just the basic setup, we couldn't get in deep into the accessibility of it. But what we had access to, you could do one of two things. You could use the classic control, configuration on your controller, or you could do a modern one. Now, the classic version basically takes your controller and turns it into the arcade. So all the buttons, you have to work all the buttons, so you're mashing all the buttons. The modern controller takes advantage of the design. And so you're like, yeah, if you want to do basic attacks, you just hit these buttons. If you want to do like a power attack, you hold down the trigger and then you hit one of these buttons. If you want to do the super attack, that's when you start button mashing. And Steve kicked my ass. Steve kicked my ass. There it is. And as I'm streaming, I'm just going on a tear, just riding his ass. And some dude walked up to me and said, "Dude, are you Alex Jones? You are killing it." And I was like, so that's one of the reasons why I sound a little raw. The other reason I sound raw, again, I point to you this video. Oh no, not that one. That's my Ghost Stop stuff. This video. Excuse me a second. I'll go to, there it is. And I still can't believe we did it, chat. I still cannot believe we did it. But that brings us up. That brings us up to the last thing that we did. Officially, I should say officially. The last thing that Steve and I did as a tag team. So we went to the Prime Video booth, not Amazon, but Prime Video. We went to the Prime Video booth and we hosted a a stream from there of the Rings of Power experience. Again, this is the dehydration from last Thursday. Ugh. I'm definitely gonna need another water. So this must be in the other bag. It must be in the other part of the bag. Ooh. Come on, boys, you gotta hold it out. This is the big finale, everybody. Wish I could stay longer. Unfortunately, I have to schedule and pack for my trip to Oregon on Wednesday. Woo! It's a nice town, Oregon. Nice. Sorry, nice state, Oregon. Oh, this jet lag is killing me. No. This is not Concord. This is all dehydration. I could not stay hydrated to save my life. Even Spence, after getting bottles of water, I couldn't chug it fast enough. It was just my body was just absorbing it. Yeah, the town of Oregon, Portland, exactly, Erner. Make sure to watch Rings of Power Potatoes before because that sounds incredibly interesting. Thank you. And that was fun. Like I said, it was fun to do. So when you watch the video, everybody, you'll see we've got it's a bit like what we did for Heroes Welcome. We had the big LED screens behind us. And it was just the two of us. And they said, you know, you're gonna be giving out stuff. You're gonna be interacting with the fans, and you're gonna be talking about what do you like about the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. There were do's and don'ts, obviously, and I think we navigated it pretty darn well. But it was hard. Because one of the things they said that we couldn't do was necessarily reference a lot of the stuff from the original trilogy and from The Hobbit. But the thing is, this was the prequel that was leading to that sort of stuff, and I get what they were trying to do. Prime Video did not want us to make it sound like to really get the Rings of Power, you would need to watch and be familiar with all the stuff that happened in the earlier films. And that was something that we stressed very adamantly. That's not necessarily the case. Not necessarily the case. You are there to just
just lose yourself in the storytelling because it is that good. And here was their goodie box. So we've got this. We've got a very Harfoot-esque tote bag. So you got the Rings of Power experience, and really what the Rings of Power experience was what we were doing. It was Steve and me, and we were just riffing. Oh, here's the pin. This is it. I was thinking about putting this on my on one of my bags, but now I'm afraid that it might get lost. So I gotta find someplace really nice to put. I might actually put. You know what? I think I might put it on this. I think I might put it on this banner. I just don't want anything to happen to this pin. But this is a gorgeous pin. This was part of the goodie bag. So when you see the video, you'll see what we did. But basically, this was inside the Harfoot bag, right? So this is inside the Harfoot bag, the Rings of Power pin. It's having a problem. The camera's probably having a problem focusing on it because it's reflective. And this was a very nice pin. This was a very nice pin they made over at Prime Video. And let's see. I'm trying to set this up right. And then I got tote bag for days, chat, because I also got this. This is what the goodie bag came in. All this stuff was in there. The Rings of Power tote bag. So, and if you were wondering, so this tote bag was in this tote bag. The pin was in the smaller tote bag. It was very meta. It's very meta, chat. And I wound up carrying that tote bag in this tote bag, which I got from Twitch at that developer meeting. So, yeah, tote bags for days, chat. I will not be short. I will definitely not be short. Also got this, again, similar to the Twitch journal. I got this lovely Prime Video journal. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to think of something because, man, it's just really nice. It's really nice. Very classy. But this chat was the big one. This was in my opinion, I mean, when I got the swag, and again, I have only Steve Saylor to thank for this, chat. I only have Steve Saylor to thank for this. I thought this was going to be tough to top. This is a Yeti tumbler. A Yeti tumbler from PC Game Pass, from Xbox. I was like, how do you top that? And of course, Prime Video, after we did our live stream for them, said, hold our mead. And they gave me and Steve, it takes two hands to pull it out, jeez. This. It's an Alexa, chat. And it's not just an Alexa. It's an Alexa that commemorates the Rings of Power. And I pulled this out. Looks like a freaking bowling ball. I do. I feel like a bowling trophy right now. I mean, yeah, I know. I did it as a joke. At the very beginning. You'll see me do that where I pick up the box and the book and I tuck it on my arm and I said, "Well, that's our show. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Enjoy TwitchCon." And I start to walk out. But then when they gave us the goodie bag, the moment I held the goodie bag and I felt the weight, I said, "Steve, we got one. We each got one." And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I came home and I said, "Pip," and that was the thing. I had everything packed. I was so proud of myself. They had. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm sorry, Al. Yes, you were there. You were actually there, Al Amore. You were in chat, watching it in real time. The thing was, I had everything already packed. I had the Ritual Motion backpack, set up. I had the new Twitch backpack set up. I was good. And then they gave me this, and I said, "Oh my God, where am I going?" So I literally had I flew out. with a backpack and a tote bag. I came back with 2 backpacks and a tote bag. But man, this is the nicest swag I have ever gotten at an event. And I'm just this alone. I mean, the limited edition Alexa, and then a Yeti tumbler. I mean, wow. We have, and truth be told, chat, we have like we got a dot. We got an Echo Dot, one of the tiny little Echo Dots. And we thought, we'll try one, see how it's like. And then literally by the end of the week, let's see, we have one in my office, we have one out in the game room, we got one. Yeah, we got 5 now. And I know people are just paranoid that Jeff Bezos is listening in on our conversations. And I'm sitting there going, no, he's too busy. He's too busy, figuring out who's he going to take up next in the PP rocket. But, no, I get that. No, I get that. And, and the thing is that every time, and so we were trying to figure out where we were going to put this 6th Alexa, and I think we figured out we're going to put it in the main family room, where we kind of hang out. It's opposite of the kitchen. Now you all know that because you know my schedule. Oh, and now I gotta hydrate. I may have to take a quick break, refill, and then hydrate. But I figured out where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it in front of the television. And when I won't lie, every time I'm going to look at it, I'm going to think that was me and Steve riffing about the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. And I mean, I was a rock star in that moment. I was, and chat. Let's just do full transparency right now. I was terrified. I was absolutely. When you watch that VOD, chat, I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified because I didn't want to mess this up. It had nothing to do with being on camera. It had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do with it's Prime Video. I didn't want to mess it up. I did not want to mess it up. Set up a command for when you say bro-tay-toes. Boil them, mash them. Watch Rings of Power on Prime Video. But it was great. It was great. We were live, and then to watch the VOD where you see it where they put in the trailer at the beginning. They did that great intro live from TwitchCon. And I was just like, ah! I mean, I didn't see any of that. It's just we were just told boom, and we were on, and we the crowd was great. And what really was the cherry on top of this incredible, pardon the pun, incredible Sunday at TwitchCon, the crew, one of the cameramen came up to me and said, "It was a pleasure filming you." The crew said this was definitely the biggest audience we had, and this was definitely the most interactivity we'd had between hosts and audience. And that made me feel really, really good. Because I felt like that was what they were looking for. They wanted to have that kind of back and forth with the audience. They wanted to have that kind of they wanted us to be hyping everybody up, but they also wanted that one-on-one kind of personal touch. And it was I was very, very proud I was very, very proud when we were told that. And Steve was like, you know, T, I hear that kind of stuff all the time, and I think I can tell when people are trying to fake that, and when people are sincere. I really think we made a good impression with Prime Video. And what you hope is that somebody at Prime Video is going to look at that and go, oh yeah, let's get these guys again. They were fun. And it was and then Steve had a last minute thing that he did with a stream that featured puppets, and he was interviewed by puppets. And you see that if you go to TwitchCon's coverage for the final day, right before closing ceremonies with a maze, there's this interview between Steve and Bloody. And it was really a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. So yeah. That brings us to, you know, getting out to the... Yo, DC, what's up? Good to see you in chat, sir. And that brings us up to, you know, the flight home. I see a maze there. Oh yeah, and you talk about... Oh, wait, actually, I tell you what, chat. I tell you what. Let me go and get some hydration. I'll come back, and that's a good segue to like closing thoughts, if you will. Closing thoughts on TwitchCon. I think that's a good way to look at it. All right. I'll be right back, chat. I'll be right back.
And again, this is a strat I've never seen before, so this works for me.
It wasn't me this time.
I don't know why it fucks
Oh shit! Golly, clip that.
Right.
Clip that.
Losers didn't put one down.
It was me. I tried.
It's coming down.
There we go.
Right. You guys are all on that side, aren't you?
Yep.
3, 2.
Oh, left. I'm sorry.
Oh! Shit!
Marching band right.
Marching band right! Marching band right!
Right, it was stage right. I'm so sorry.
Good one, B. Good callback. You knew I was gonna say it, B. You knew I was gonna say it. You couldn't let me have that moment. God damn it, B. And I got a triumph out of that. So hey, you know what? Oh, by the way, Lulu, this the DJ thing, it's available for Bright Dust. So if you got the Bright Dust.
I like have this like weird thing where I like don't want I don't like spending my bright dust, which I don't know why.
You're so frugal.
I should spend it.
But
like, and then
I would rather buy it.
Yeah, but Lulu, when you spend Bright Dust, you're not just cool. You are watching something explode behind you. Cool.
But then I lose my bright. Like I had this thing where I don't want to lose my bright dust. But here,
I love running with Lulu. All right.
Lulu DJ party.
Oh, here we go. Lulu DJ party. Let's do it. Drop it in. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Get to the middle. Stand in the middle.
Hang on a minute.
There you go.
Yeah, baby. I can hear Brandon laughing. Just going ahead and just go forward, Steve. You're fine. Doing great, Steve. No, you're doing fantastic.
This is seriously going to affect our friendship.
It might. Steve.
This is going to you're really going to risk putting 14 years of our friendship on the line.
Just go into the pipe, Steve. It'll be fine. Don't go that way! I'm kidding. You're doing great, Steve. You're doing great. Yeah, that was also kind of funny. A lot of people noticed how I would troll Steve often, and I'm like, well, that's a friendship for you right there, at least this one. And yeah, that's the just as a quick review, the top 3 bits of swag. If I were to pick 3,
And I'm not going to count the stuff I picked up in the loot cave. I'm just counting the stuff that people out of the goodness of their hearts gave me for free. I would say the top 3 bits of swag I got. The complimentary full set of dice from Able Gamers. That was pretty brilliant. The Yeti Xbox Game Pass tumbler. And just one last time so you can see it. Oh, jeez. I hope I just didn't break it. It's hard to get out of here. It's hard to get this out of here. I should just tip it on its side. The oh my god! It actually has a spot where you can put it on a tripod if you wanted to. Good, I didn't break it. Yeah, it's still solid. The Rings of Power, Alexa. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I don't even have to plug it in for it to work. It can just go on ahead and it can just be there. It's just amazing. Probably when I'm done with this, my precious. That's my precious. I forgot to say my precious. But anyway. So that brings us up to getting home, right? And throughout the entire weekend, I have been, and I mentioned this on one of the improv streams that I did while I was on the floor, and it actually inspired somebody from the community. I'm not gonna name names, but inspired somebody from the community to reach out to me and basically say, if you're talking about making a difference, let me give you my story. And I think I'm still processing that as well. You never know when you're making a difference, Chad. You never know when you're making a difference. But I think for me, I went into TwitchCon completely focused on deciding, okay, do I stream or do I find a place where I'm going to say on this date I'm closing the door, I'm putting the chairs on the tables, and I'm turning the lights out, and I'm thanking everybody for their service. And it's not out of frustration. I mean, heck, I'm looking at my numbers tonight, and I'm like, wow, I actually did pretty good tonight. And I actually looked at my numbers from when I was streaming on the TwitchCon floor, and they're about the same as these numbers. And I know I've said before in this stream that I don't pay attention to the numbers, but I do. I don't have to, but I do, because I have now become one of those content creators that looks at what they're doing and really is now starting to ask themselves, okay, am I heading in the right direction? Am I growing? And I know that growth can't always be up. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. I've had this conversation several times, but I was really taking a harder look at it, because with Old Spirits, with the paranormal investigations that we've been doing, I've been doing well with them, but I would love for them to do better. I would love for them to do better. But it is still growth. It is slow, but it is still growth. A good example is that at the beginning of last week, I remember, I want to say we had just cracked 260, and now if I look at my numbers about a week later, it says that I've picked up, or that we have picked up 10 more subs on our YouTube channel. And to me, that's growth. I don't see that growth as much on Twitch. And I've been at it for 4 or 5. Well, actually, no way. 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years now, Chad. I've been creating content for over 5 years, and I'm still an affiliate, and I don't look at that as a badge of shame or anything like that. I did more as an affiliate this go round. I was one of the busiest affiliates out there, in my opinion. And I was okay with that. But I would hear other people's stories, and I realized there are some people who are absolutely killing it. And they have been streaming for half as long as I have. And maybe it was the finishing up of Twitch for Dummies, the 2nd edition. And maybe... look at that. Twitch Mom coming in with the Prime sub for 35 months. She knows how to derail me in the classiest of ways. She really does. And when I long time, very long time subscriber. Even before she's an 11-year subscriber. If you think about it, chat, she's an 11-year subscriber. And that Twitch Mom is a badass author, like I said. 22 years now that I think about it. Yeah, well, you were following me in those first few years, but for the past 11 years, you subbed to me. That's the way to look at it. And Quartermain, yes, she is, because I'm currently chapter 13, or right at the beginning of chapter 13 of her new book, and I've been loving it. I loved her new book, so I got to make sure that I keep at it. Not going into too many details, but I've just had some behind the scenes bobbles, some behind the scenes hiccups, and I'm beginning to ask myself, okay, you know what? Is it time for a reset? Is it time for a real hard reset? Do I need to start letting go of some things that I want to do in my life? Because I wasn't seeing growth. And I was worried that the time that I have been putting into this was hampering potential growth that I could have had with Old Spirits. And while it is tempting to basically scrub the T-Monster and create an Old Spirits Twitch account, I don't do that because of several reasons. And these were discussions that Steve and I were having, and I'm not going to go into details with that because that's between me and Steve. That's between me and Steve. But I can share with you some revelations I had about this.
This is great. You don't want a hug?
I can have two accounts, honey, but it's a bit like having two accounts on. It's like having two accounts on Twitter, and I would rather be focused on one account. Well, yeah, and I appreciate that, DC. You're yeah, that's the thing. I look at Old Spirits as an aspect of the T-Monster. The T-Monster is a science fiction fantasy writer. He's also a ghost hunter. He's also a Destiny streamer. And what I've been trying to one of the things that I've been going back and forth with Steve on is I need to lean more into this paranormal because of the way people were reacting to it when I told them that I was a paranormal investigator. And because we were talking about the Rings of Power, I didn't even bring it up in the intro. And then Steve went in for the hard sell about me, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that at all. And as you saw, Nimrav, I'm going to try to say the whole thing. Nimravushis, yeah. when Nimra came into the chat and said, "Did I hear you're doing paranormal investigating?" This is where it gets tricky. I would love to do more paranormal investigating on this channel, and I don't have a problem with it being associated with OSI. It's similar to Don't Turn Around. Don't Turn Around is Phil Rossi's podcast. It came before. And I'm the one that's reminding Phil, hey, Phil, remember, you got to let people know about Don't Turn Around during OSI. And we promote Don't Turn Around on OSI, which is why when you see in the opening credits, it says Don't Turn Around and Imagine That Studios presents. Oh, no, it's fine, Nimra. We're actually talking about paranormal investigating. And the reason why I don't want to necessarily go, It is a huge niche. It's actually growing in popularity. And I'm the first one to say, no, I'm not the first and only person that's streaming paranormal investigating on Twitch, but I would like to be the one that can make it work. I actually found another paranormal investigator on Twitch, and I got really excited. And I tried watching their stream, and it was unwatchable because it was a single still camera, no audio, just video, no audio, and nobody was manning chat. And well, that's the thing, Al. That's the thing, Al. If you look in the top corner, you'll see that we have a return visit to the Candy Factory on October 14th. We are going back. It's going to be, from my perspective, we're going to start it at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to go till about 10 o'clock, 10:30. and that's the thing, chat. I'm trying to incorporate more, but the big problem about going full time with it is it sustainable? And I'm not sure if it is, because I would have to do at least something paranormal related every week to really lean into it. And I don't think that I it's not a problem of being able to do it. It's a problem of, okay, well, what am I doing? And Steve suggested that I also do, I should do horror games and things like. Well, the problem with me doing horror games is I don't know if I would enjoy them. I like watching them, but I'm not sure if I would enjoy them. Now, have I in the past? I'm getting to that. Thank you, Twitch Mom, for bringing that up. I have thought about evidence review, and I thought, okay, so I got evidence. I can do a stream on evidence review, and I can do a stream the actual event itself. And Steve suggested that I do I film live the episode itself, and then I can take that recording and I can edit it down. That's a possibility as well. But again, I have to check with Phil, see if that is something. Cries and Mortuary Assistant. I can watch, but I can't play. That stuff is creepy AF. Yeah, I honestly don't know if I don't know if I could play that game. I don't know. I could try, but I don't know. Because I know I haven't seen all of it. I know I've seen some of it, but not all of it. And thank you, Twitch Mom. Yeah, thank you very much for popping that in. The thing about it, Nimrod posted, government is finally acknowledging the existence of UFOs. One day they will acknowledge the paranormal side. And I don't know if the paranormal side, like ghosts and things like that, I don't know if that is considered as much of a national threat as UFOs are. And the thing, and this is where I wish Phil was here. And we could do like a back and forth and a chat with you all, because the thing about UFOs is just because it's a UFO does not necessarily mean it's alien life. You know, it could be a number of things. But the fact that the government is finally saying, yeah, we do have some footage that we don't know what's going on there, that is a big step. It's a huge step. and the way I think the way that I was telling people at Twitch, particularly the people who worked for Twitch, and these are people that I need to follow up with. This is the kind of stuff that I would love to do on the regular, but when we go, well, with the exception of the events we're doing today, the events that we've done in the past, we pay for. It's an investment. If we wanted to go on a bargain level, we'd have to do more events like Tuckahoe, and I know for a fact that is not going to happen, and that is nothing against Haunted Nights. If there are people that want to, if they want to experience a paranormal investigation, if they want to have that kind of experience, Haunted Nights is perfect for that sort of thing. And we definitely acknowledge what they do is perfect for people who have that curiosity and they want that itch scratched. Absolutely. Is that what Phil and I want to do? No. Phil and I want to do more events like Crescent. We want to have more experiences like TWA. We want to not just push ourselves that much harder, but we also want, for the lack of a better term, we want to touch the darkness to see if the darkness touches back. And we're still being careful. And we will always be careful. And I know that we've got podcasts and we've got special episodes coming up where we will talk about that openly. But when you bring it on stream, it's a very different process. And this was the discussion Steve and I were having about maybe I should be scaling back on the Destiny and doing more of the paranormal. And you know what? I would ask you all, if I was doing a paranormal investigation, what would be the interest of watching me go through the evidence? Would that be of interest? And you know what? We won't know until we try it. It's to me, it's no different than when you see artists working with comic book art or creating commissions and artwork. But what is different is, you can put on some chill hop or some lo-fi, and then you start drawing, and you go for it, right? But I can't do that. If I'm reviewing the evidence, you got to hear it the way I hear it. You got to hear me rewind the audio, play it back, rewind the audio, play it back, and things like that. And then you see me go through the process. I've seen study streams. There's a market for chill work vibe for the moment of, wow, look at this. I'd be willing to try it. I think I dabbled with it for one stream, because I remember Canterbury was in on that stream, and it was basically reverse engineering how I found the I'm here moment. And I could still try it. Just to, I could go back to some of the Panic. I could easily go back to the EVP moments at Linville and at Jenny Wade, and say this was how we found it. This was how we just stopped and we were like, that wasn't any of us. That wasn't any of us. What was that? And I don't. Video review, yeah, that is something else I'm thinking too, hun, is video review. That is also a possibility. And it would actually keep me, I'd be the first one to say, it would keep me honest. Because then, we do. Yeah, we do. We've got the trip with Steve. We haven't looked at any video from that. I know we've got video that has gone unlooked from Linville. There's all the video we took at Savannah, and I know that we're also planning to do Phil's fishing hole. Exactly. That basically it's all the stuff we haven't done yet for season 2. And I can still play Destiny. I mean, I can still make time to play Destiny. To me, that's my unwind time. But what I could see is a stream where, instead of my usual, I would not want to get rid of my Thursday nights with Steve. That ain't happening. But I could see trying it, basically putting Titan Taco Tuesday to rest, and making Tuesday my review day. Because Saturday does not make for a good review day, because that's when Phil will call me up and go, "Hey, let's go somewhere," and we'll do some daytime investigations. It's more about, and that's the thing. It comes back to the sustainability of it. Do I have enough to fill in a week's worth of content? Can I? Because right now, chat, I stream on average. I did the I actually did of. I bet you were. I bet you were considering some daytime outings this week. Well, the weather's getting perfect, right? The weather is getting perfect for that sort of thing. Should also let you know, I should let you know, Twitch Mom, that Josh mentioned about getting together and hopefully seeing the two of us somewhere in one of the events that I think the two of them are planning. But I told him, I said, well, we've got these 2 public events. We got one on Friday, and then we got one coming up over at Linville Manor. So it's gonna be, we might have to have them over for salmon or something along those lines. But it was funny because it was. Steve was really leaning into that on me, and I did want to say, looking back on TwitchCon, looking back on the entire weekend, and going in with that mentality of, this is where I decide if it's time for a hard reboot, or if I still want to stream, because I've never quite, and I'm not at that level. I can't do what some of these other big-time streamers do, where they say, I'm going to take a break. And they take a break, what normal humans call a vacation, and then they come back and they go, oh yeah, look at that. Rev3 dude coming in hot with that resub. 59 months, chat. 5-9. 59 months. Again, going back, if your ears were burning, Nick, I was talking a lot about the Innocent Lives Foundation. But I was talking also about, I was talking about my mentality going into this event. It was going to be make or break for this stream. It was going to be make or break, because I honestly don't know. Because I honestly didn't know when I set out there, because I wasn't seeing growth on this channel. I just wasn't, and it was hard to stomach. It was real hard to stomach. It was even harder to stomach when I saw other people getting partnered in half the time, and they would say things like, "Well, you just got to put the work in. You got to put the work in." I'm like, I think I've got that down. But there's also luck. And I know that. I know luck's involved. But I also need to find, the way Steve was trying to put it was, he was trying to frame it that when he realized that his channel was about accessibility, specifically about accessibility, that was when he found his mark. That's when he found his niche. That's when he found his platform. And he said, that's got to be the paranormal for you, because of the way everybody reacts to it. And he's right, but my problem is sustainability. Can I provide enough content? Have you had a guest on to talk about things? Well, no, Nimra, I haven't, and a lot of that has to do with, goes back to the actual show. When you see what we do at OSI, it's a little different from other ghost shows. What we do is we do a review. The new features like guest star. That's gonna change things. That's gonna change dramatically what we can do with our stream, for one thing. But when you see an episode, Nimra, of Old Spirits, the way Phil and I figured out we would do it, because we knew we had all this footage, and we were like, so what do we do with this footage? What are we going to do with it? Are we going to create yet another paranormal show where people are doing stuff and they're reacting to things, and it's all ooh, what was that? And I'm not going to say if you've seen one, you've seen them all, but it's roughly the same format. You got a team filming the ghost hunters, and you got the ghost hunters filming stuff, and it's their reaction in the moment. And some people can make it work. Others make it look, that kind of thing. Oh, you have to do whatever is good for you, of course. But we will always support. True, you're stuck with us, and that is not a problem. That is not my problem. It's more about getting that next step, moving the needle to that next step. Freaky cut sting, and what you'll notice when you watch Old Spirits, you notice we are doing it in an entirely different perspective. Because I told Phil, I said, what I picture us doing is the format that you see people doing reaction videos to. Where you've got two people reacting to a movie trailer. You got two. A perfect example is Cinema Therapy. And if you're not familiar with that, it's a great YouTube show. And I think it might have been one of the first that did this format, where it's two people watching clips, and then the one guy is a therapist, the other guy is a film producer, and the two of them talk about it. They talk about what the director's intentions were. They talk about what the characters are doing in the scene, and they've done like Die Hard, they've done Star Trek, they've done Sixth Sense, they've done all these great films. And I told Phil, I said, I think that's the formula we should try. Is we do it as reaction videos, where we've been there, we've got the footage of when we were there, and now we react to it. And that's when you have us on the couch, and that's what you see. And it's great, especially when Phil forgets the stuff that he sent me, or I discover something in the footage that Phil missed, which is always nice. And and we're not doing the freaky cuts and the stings, and we're not doing the jagged jump cuts, and we're not playing dubstep. We're basically keeping it very simple and very raw. And you see us reacting and trying to understand, or at least debunk, and you go into that process of what's going in our heads. Oh, you bet. Oh, thank you so much, Panic. You rest up. You have a good night, and congratulations on the positive diagnosis. I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. I'm really glad to hear you're doing okay. So here's the end result. I am not going anywhere. I am not. Well, I mean, in a few minutes I am, because man, I'm tired. But I'm not going to stop streaming. I'm not going to stop streaming. The fact that I am streaming the Monday after TwitchCon tells me exactly how much I love doing this, and I was kind of bumming that I didn't stream more from the event. I was bumming that I didn't stream more from the event. I had a blast when I did, though. I won't lie there. I had a blast streaming from the floor. But I may be trying to figure out ways of doing more paranormal stuff, because that's not as prevalent as Destiny. That's not as prevalent as video games. And that was one of my takeaways from TwitchCon. One of my takeaways from TwitchCon was TwitchCon seems like it's going back to its roots. And what I mean by its roots is that when this first launched, it was called Justin TV, and it was people filming their lives and doing what we're doing here, the IRL streams, the just chatting, things like that. And the gaming kind of broke off on its own. And then it became Twitch. And then it was about video games. It was about video games. And now I'm starting to see the pendulum swing the other way. The whispers that I heard from as an affiliate, rubbing shoulders with a lot of the bigger partners, they were all saying this is the direction that the new powers that be want to go into. They want to do more with IRL streams. They want to do less with gaming and more with IRL, which I find interesting. I'm not sure if it's because I mean, we could speculate about that for hours, you know. Oh, it's because this is not the first time I've heard of this theory. Yeah, Al, but it seemed like there was some teeth to it this go round. There's more of a demand for family-friendly content. And let's be honest, when gamers get really intense, and my comments with all the peeps I work with, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all if people were saying it's time for Twitch to not be so reliant on video games for content. And who knows? Like I said, I'm gonna be following up with some of the people that I met, and I'm gonna mention to them, hey, just so you know, I'm doing an investigation this Friday, and it'll be solidly in the early evening. So if you wanna take a look at what I do, feel free. And I'm excited about it. I'll also admit, one of the reasons why I don't want to let go of the video games completely, I enjoy unwinding with you guys with that. I enjoy playing Destiny with you all. I love sharing the little victories with you. You were asking earlier, Nimra, you were asking earlier if I had other people on. I will invite people to play video games with me. Absolutely. I love doing that. That's always good fun. That's always good fun. But it's also good fun to share those victories, whatever those victories may be. We were talking earlier, we were chatting earlier with the princess, Princess Pashley. We were talking with Pashley, you know. Oh, and look at that, Nimra Nimra was gifted a tier 1 sub from Al. Oh my god, thank you so much for that. Wait, oh, Nimra, you've gifted a tier 1 sub to Al. Well, that's very sweet of you, but that's yeah, that was, sorry, I'm just not used to someone who isn't subbed gifting a sub to somebody, and now Al is gifting a sub to Noob. Okay. Oh. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much for that. But this is what I mean. Sharing those moments of victory. That means a lot to me. To share that with. Okay. So Al's trying to go for it. You figured it. And there you go. Okay. I think we got it. Yeah, I know. I'm not used to someone who isn't subbed gifting subs, which is very cool. And I'm good with that. You know what? Nimra, welcome to the Monster Mash. I do appreciate it. And because everybody's gifting subs now, why don't we just go with this? Yes. Little Christian Bale.
More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
Thank you so much. Paying it forward. But but being able to, and Steve said, T, you don't have to give up video games. You don't have to stop playing Destiny. That's true, but I also have so much time in the day, and I want to make sure that I'm making the most of that time of the day, whether it's for my stream, whether it's for Old Spirits, or any of that stuff. And it sometimes gets a little harder processing all that and making sure that I'm getting done what I need to get done. And it's not necessarily, and to me, I understand what Steve was trying to say was, it actually I captured it in a photograph. There was one of the things that they were that they had us do at the developer brunch, which is where we were talking about guest star and things like that, was there was a name tag that you made for yourself, right? And the name tag, one of the name tags that said talk to me about, and they said do the stuff that you talk about in your stream, excuse me. And there was everyone else's. I got a sneeze coming up. Hold on. Okay, I don't look like it's gonna happen. But most everybody was like retro games, accessibility. Then there was my tag, and this was what my tag looked like, chat. There were quite a few topics that I could talk about on my stream, right? And Steve was mentioning, he said, this is the best, but also the toughest thing about your stream. And one of the inside bits of info that he was giving me was that he didn't want any, he being the president of Twitch, didn't want any of the ambassadors to introduce themselves as variety streamers. That was a no-fly zone, apparently. You do not want to introduce yourself as a variety streamer. So I could see myself saying, "Hey, I'm a guy that plays video games and hunts ghosts." I could put myself out there as a guy that crosses the line between video games and real life. I mean, there are a lot of ways I could spin this, I think. But Steve suggested that I really lean into my paranormal side. And I agree, it's just a matter of making it work and making it sustainable. Because I don't want to be a flash in the pan. I don't want it to be a gimmick. But I will say this. TwitchCon was such a good event for me. Not just in Steve making me feel like a rock star, and not just in all the swag that I got. Although the swag helps. Holy shit, I'll be the first one to say that, chat. The swag helps. And I love my hoodies. I do. I love my hoodies. But I do think that the thought of me saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm hanging it up." That's not happening anymore, chat. That's not happening anymore. I'm pretty excited to be streaming. I was really looking forward to streaming tonight. I was just counting down. I'm streaming at 7:30 tonight. I was and still am very excited about sharing all this with you. And I hope you all have enjoyed this perspective on TwitchCon and looking at TwitchCon and just hanging out with me and talking about it. Seeing new faces like Nimra and Princess Pashley and her boyfriend Liddy. That's awesome. It just made me smile. Just made me smile. And thank you, Al. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I think, chat, that's a good spot for me to wrap up tonight. I have don't anybody go anywhere because I am sending you to the best closer that you could have for a convention or for an amazing night is Amaze. He is out there right now, and he made it home safely. So we're gonna share the love with Amaze. This has been a great chill stream. I'm definitely stoked to try to catch you more in the future. Thank you, Kel. What I'm hoping, Kel, what I'm crossing my fingers for is you'll be there on October 14th, this Friday. You'll meet Phil, you'll meet the ladies, and we are going to be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, a brand new paranormal investigation of all 3 floors of the Candy Factory. I really hope people can tune in for that. It's going to be so much fun. But right now, I'm going to go on ahead and share the love with a guy that it took me an entire convention to catch him. But you know what? I caught him finally, and it was worth the wait. This is Amaze, everybody. This is Amaze. So go on ahead and drop this in his chat when you get there. That's lunchtime Saturday for me. I'll set a reminder. Alrighty then, Cal. Thank you very much. I hope we can make that happen. And if not, don't worry. There'll be other events coming. There will be other events coming, chat, where you'll be able to catch it. But this week, Friday night, we're doing a live paranormal investigation here on this channel, and I cannot wait to share that with you. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on the unveiling of all the swag, both the stuff that I paid for and the stuff that people just gave me at random. And 2023 is going to be a tough TwitchCon to beat. You know, I've raised the bar, chat. I've raised the bar, but there it is. All right, everyone. You all have a great night. Thank you so much for spending your Monday night with me. I'll be back tomorrow for Titan Taco Tuesday, and we'll bust some knuckles and have a good time. Take care, everybody. Peace.
T-Monster! I was just streaming today, boss. Good to see you, man. Thanks for streaming today. What you do today? Let's go. What's going on, dude? What's going on, Al Armor? How you doing? Welcome in. T-Monster was a whole vibe, man. Sorry we couldn't stay. The plane I got on was bad. It was bad. We love some Destiny. We do love some Destiny. Is that what you were playing? The plane I got on was bad. No TV, no Wi-Fi. It was bad, dude. 5 hours of help me, please type deal. super chill, still laggy. I went through the TwitchCon swag and then talked about TwitchCon experience. Yeah, telling chat about mine as well. First time experience, I loved it, enjoyed it. Lot to do. It's always the flying there is always good. The flying back is the issue. Hey, Pink for October. Yes, Lizzie, how you doing? Welcome back, King. Congratulations on closing out TwitchCon. Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed every bit of it. Very, very fun experience for me. Heading out. Have a good night. Take it easy, Rogue.